Hey everyone, this is Rotan here. I actually was trying to play the Midnight Beta tonight, but as you can see from the background, I'm on Exile's Reach. I can't really log in, I can't create a character or nothing, so I'm on a level 1, but I did notice that the new armor sets are out, so I just wanted to go over all of them. I'll be going over the class sets as well as the PvP sets for all classes, but I'm not going to be going over the other ones that are here. We can get to those in another video. And if you want to see a video like that, the best way to let me know is to comment and subscribe about it. So let's get jumping in. The order that we're going to go through the classes in is this order right here, just from top down. So starting with Warrior, ending with Evoker, and we're going to go through all of the different difficulties. So let's get started. First and foremost, with the Warrior class sets, this one is the Raid Finder. I kind of like the style that we're going for. I never really like yellow as a color, but of course it's the Raid Finder color, but I'm pretty happy with kind of like the mammoth tusk look that's going on. I think that's pretty neat. I don't really know how that fits into Midnight though, but I guess we'll see. Normal is, black and red, and if you have seen any of my other videos, you know how I feel about this. So obviously normal is already looking pretty good for me. This is also the first time we're going to be seeing this little warning here that completing this appearance unlocks all preceding variants, so if you're running Heroic or Mythic, you'll also get the normal set. The Heroic set, green and black, is actually pretty cool. Now that I'm thinking of this, this looks very Amani Troll to me, which would make sense, as that's definitely, we're going to Zul'Aman as a zone. And the Mythic set, we do have the new particle effects that come with Mythic. I can see it on the tusks here, as well as the top of the shoulder pads. But the color scheme itself is not what I would expect to be for Mythic, but we'll see how the other classes shape up. To end it off here, we have the Gladiator set. I do like the kind of lava mammoth look that's going on here. It reminds me of Dragonflight, to be honest. And the Elite set, I think, is very cool, probably cooler than the Mythic PvE set for Warrior. So that's Warrior. Let's go back to Raid Finder and swap it over to Paladin. Paladin, we're seeing normal first. Let's go to Raid Finder. First of all, this set looks pretty sick. It almost reminds me of the Tier 2 Judgment set, in a sense, but obviously a newer one and not the Tier 2 remake from the 20th anniversary. And of course, the normal one kind of follows that up with that color scheme that we were seeing. Very nifty. I'm liking the Paladin set a lot. Wow, the Heroic set really is cool. The color scheme is very neat. It's very Blood Knight Paladin, right? We have the green for the Fel, and we have the black and red. So I'm sure Blood Elf Paladins are really happy about this one. And Mythic looks more like a TBC set, if I'm not mistaken, like Lightbringer or whatever it was called from TBC. That's what this is reminding me of. And then for the PvP sets, Gladiator, pretty straightforward with the bronze tones. Nothing I can really say about that. And the Elite set looks like it's from Bastion with the kind of light blue and white look going on with the bulky plate. Alright, let's move on to Hunter as our next set. And wow, this is really Zul'Aman. What's cool is the eyes, right, being red on your character from this set, on the normal set. Wow, that is actually a really cool Hunter set if you like this vibe. It's very particular. Like, if you're not into this vibe, it feels like it's going to be polarizing. You either love it or you hate it. The Raid Finder colors are actually pretty decent. There's a lot going on here. I feel like this is a Monster Hunter set, if I'm being honest. Like, this would fit into, Monster Hunter World, Monster Hunter Wilds, almost exactly. The Heroic tier set is pretty cool. The eyes do change. The eye color changes with each one, which is a really nifty touch. I think that's really cool. Normal is my favorite here so far until Mythic, and we are kind of continuing this white and purple theme when it comes to Mythic. So I guess we'll see what all is to come in that raid when we get around there. And then to end it with the PvP sets for Hunter, Gladiator, it looks kind of like almost Syndragosa or something with the shoulder pads, so I kind of like that. And the Elite set, wow, that's probably the coolest one out of the whole bunch, especially with the red eyes. That's very neat. Hunter, I feel like it's going to be a polarizing set, but if you like this look, you love this look. If you dislike this look, you hate this look, is what I feel about that. Let's go on to a Rogue, which, looks like it's not even filled out at all, so sorry, Rogues. You're not going to get a sneak peek this time. I guess you'll get a sneak peek at what it looks like, but not the color set from the PvP. And I do think it looks like a very cool Rogue set. The purple color is neat. The face mask is very cool. Kind of look a little bit like a court jester with those arms. And the elite colors are kind of lame, honestly. None of the other ones had this kind of weird tan and yellow color for the PvP set, and the particle effect looks incomplete on the shoulders as well. So we're probably just looking at an incomplete set for the rogues. Sorry, guys. Moving on to the priest. First, I was going to say Bastion just from this logo up here, but of course that seems to be even further reinforced by the set here. Pretty neat. Raid Finder. The silver's cool, but I definitely prefer the gold of the normal. Heroic, we're not seeing, it doesn't seem like it's complete. Mythic, obviously getting that white and that purple. And of course it looks like some of the accents are now black on the armor set. Gladiator looks Bastion again, and ended off with Elite. Black and red is very neat, very cool. Alright, Death Knight is up next. And start off with a normal set. Wow, I really like the kind of ice effect that's going in on the shoulders. I'll zoom in on that because it looks like there's some depth going on here. Like the ice is sitting over the shoulders. So that's a really cool effect for Death Knight. Usually what we see is we go through all the specs. Like this is the frost one. Let's find the unholy one. This is still kind of a frost one, but more unholy colored, right? And then a blood one as well. So let's see. No, it looks like they're all kind of frost themed here, right? Another ice one for Heroic. This is a cool set. I like the metal looks more bone colored in this one. And we're probably going to get a white and purple Mythic set. Well, purple for sure, but black, gold, and purple. And on the shoulder pads, we have this kind of frost effect coming off the cold steam. Very neat. I wonder if we're going to see the other colors in the PvP set. And there we are. The Unholy set is right here. And of course, when we go to the Elite set, I'm expecting it to be red for the Blood set. And there it is. So we got the Unholy, the Blood. This one is so sick, honestly. And the Frost with the normal PvE sets. Alright, let's move on to Shaman. This is going to look weird on a human, by the way. First off, let's start with Raid Finder. It's going to look weird on a human, because humans can't be shamans. But if we look at the set itself, it looks like it came from Vault of the Incarnates, if I had to compare it to something else. Normally shamans, we go through the elements, right? We go through lightning, we go through fire, earth, all that stuff. So we'll see how that works out in the colors. Obviously this is very fire themed for normal. Cloak is really cool. Heroic, we're seeing, yeah, kind of the nature of the earth, right? I think they even changed the particle effects. I'm seeing some little pieces of earth fly around here. Let's check this out on normal. No, those are there as well. Okay. And then Mythic. Oh, Mythic does change it up, though. Kind of the lightning one, right? With that blue color. And the particle effects, they've turned those into true balls instead of just flying little particles. This is our PvP Gladiator set. It looks similar to the Mythic set, just a little bit of a blue recolor. It obviously doesn't have the full particle effect on the shoulders and the top of the helmet. And the Elite set is purple, which really feels strange for a Shaman that they have this kind of color set going on, because normally their lightning is that bright blue that we saw from the Mythic PvE set. Moving right along to Mage. Well, first off, this feels very Mage. It feels very arcane Mage, specifically with kind of the flowing tassels back here, as well as those arcane orbs on the shoulders and the helmet. Normal, I think, does look cooler because I like the blue of the arcane orb better on this. But I don't really have too much to say about it. It doesn't look like a particularly cool set. I do like the kind of scrolls on the belt. Now this is kind of an interesting take for a mage. We don't normally see this color scheme on a mage where it looks like it's kind of fel almost, like, right, fel magic. That'd be more associated with like a warlock, a demon hunter, something else. But this also looks very close to the heroic color scheme of the Paladin. So I actually do find this set pretty cool. It almost giving me Diablo vibes with the rune etchings as well. And Mythic said this is classic, you know, arcane archmage is what's going on here, especially with the runes inside the orbs. Very cool Mythic set. It doesn't look like it's part of the other ones with color scheme. It looks like its whole unique thing. It looks very intricate. Alright, the PvP Gladiator set is kind of interesting. I don't know what to say about this color scheme. There's a lot of different colors going on in the Mage set, so it looks less like a cohesive set and more like, yeah, Crazy Wizard kind of threw this together, which I know some mages will definitely enjoy. And this elite set is pretty sick. It looks like it's taking, I think it was the normal mode of PvE and turning it into kind of that mythic set with those particle effects on the shoulders. Very neat set here, but I think the mythic and the heroic of PvE win for me on Mage. Let's go into Warlock, and wow, right off the bat, this is a pretty insane set. The skull mask is very cool. This almost looks like a Warlock and Shaman put together. I don't think we normally see kind of floating rocks and that kind of vibe with a Shaman, and like molten cracks in the earth. Feels a little bit more Shaman. Doesn't feel very Warlock to me, but I do like the set so far. And this color scheme is very cool. This is the only thing that really sells it as Warlock in this set compared to the Raid Finder is the color scheme, the purple and the fell green. The heroic set, oh, you know what this is looking like now that I'm saying this? Someone's probably calling it out already. Rotan, you idiot. This is an infernal. Yeah, you look like an infernal is what this is making you look like. So that's pretty sick. And the mythic set, probably a purple variation if I had to guess, and correct. This is cool. The flames kind of coming off are very neat as well. It would almost be really cool if this was the green one to really kind of sell the infernal look as the final set, but I understand they like to keep all the mythic colors kind of the same, so the white and purple makes sense. Wow, this is really cool, the darker purple set. This is probably one of my favorite colors so far that we've seen, besides the normal PvE set. I'm wondering if we're going to get like some sort of darker red one for the elite one. A real flaming one. So this is almost what I was talking about with the infernal. If obviously the normal flames were replaced with fell flames, we would be there. But I think this is my favorite of the Warlock sets that we've seen so far, is that elite PvP set. All right, let's move on to Monk. And yeah, wow, this is very Monk. Very Monk slash ninja slash samurai. Got a lot of vibes going on here. But it's definitely very, very monk coded, which is good that they're kind of bringing the monk identity and that they're not just making every class set look specifically like it's coming from the raid, just in general. The normal colors, I really like this blue actually. This kind of cyan, bright neon cyan colored, very neat. I wonder if we usually get like a jade one for monks, so there might be a green set in here somewhere. And as I say it, yeah. This is the classic monk colors, that bright red and that jade green with the gold. You know, red, green, and gold. We got the classic monk colors going on with the heroic set. The two braided cords on the cloak, I think, are a very nice touch. Curious to know what the particle effect is going to be on Mythic. Well, it doesn't look like there's too much of one except for a little billowing out from the shoulders, and obviously white and purple and a little bit of black. That's no surprise on the color for the Mythic set. All right, going into the PvP sets here for Monk. Interesting color scheme. Orange and blue. Those are kind of opposite colors, right? So if someone's colorblind... Is that right? Yeah, I think it is. Orange and blue are opposite colors, so the people that have that type of color blindness might have fun with that set. And maybe a red one is what we're getting for the elite? Correct, that was the color that we were missing, was a red set. That blip, by the way, that you keep seeing of loading is because I'm literally just standing on the bow at Exile's Reach, and when it goes around the island too much, it then zorps back to the front and has a little mini loading screen to do so. So there's the Monk set in its totality. Druid, we're coming to the end here. Druid always has pretty promising sets. This looks very Ardenweald coded in the normal set. Let's check out the cloak real quick. A big leaf on the back. Bunch of leaves on here. The Raid Finder set is pretty cool. This reminds me of the second to last boss of Amir Drasil that I can't think of his name right now. But this kind of color scheme going on with kind of the dark black and orange leaves smoldering. The heroic set, once again, this really feels like it's out of Amir Drasil. It really feels like it's out of Dragonflight and Ardenweald, all kind of put together, which is kind of the new Druid, is what I think. The old Druid was obviously what we got from like Classic up until probably Legion-esque, and then kind of Druid took this new direction afterwards. That kind of always looks like this, in my opinion. Wow, this is a weird Mythic set. It is not the white and purple that I was expecting us to get. Instead of this blue and white, I mean, this is Ardenweald to a T with this color set, this color scheme, and what the set actually looks like. We have another Ardenweald looking set here with the first PvP set we see. And then the Elite PvP set, if I had to guess a color, maybe this is where the purple comes in, or another red. Wow, okay, black and red. Very cool. This helmet in general, I think, is very cool. Maybe not with the fall colored leaves coming out, but just in general, this reminds me of the Bloodfang mask with some deer horns on top of it. Down to our last two, we have Demon Hunter and then Evoker. So let's get right into the Demon Hunter set. And this is cool. I mean, it's kind of giving me an homage to the Shadowlands, but I think in a good way, using this type of almost, I want to say brutalist, I don't know if that's the right word, like brutalist armor set with the clean lines and the deep slits. Very neat for the normal set. I like how it gives you horns anyway, so it doesn't matter what horns you have as a Demon Hunter, these are the ones you're going to get. The Raid Finder set, the horns didn't look like they changed at all, and the metal basically just went from black to like just tarnished bronze, tarnished brass, I would say. Heroic, are we looking at a red set? Are we looking at a green set? The typical Demon Hunter colors. Yeah, there it is. Red and green with black. This is very cool. I like this set a lot. Definitely a unique Demon Hunter set. A lot of them tend to feel really samey to me. This one is a standout in terms of uniqueness amongst its own class. Mythic, white and purple. No, a little bit different here. This one's a completely unique color scheme for Mythic. This reminds me of kind of the Forsaken color scheme that we would see. Plague Doctors and Wrath of the Lich King kind of vibes, which is interesting for a Demon Hunter. But I do enjoy it. I think the Heroic was the strongest for this. Gladiator set is decent as the first PvP set. Nothing to write home about this color scheme, and let's check out the Elite one. And there's the black and red set that I'm always partial to. This set is one of my favorites. If not, I would go with the Heroic PvE set if I had to choose. I don't play a Demon Hunter anyway. What's really interesting, I guess, is this set doesn't really remind me of like the Void Demon Hunter that's just being released, and I would think that they would want to have one set that was kind of Void Demon Hunter, but I'm not seeing that here. Alright, Evoker, which is always a weird one to go through because normally there's not a full armor set that really has something to write home about. It's kind of always the most lackluster one. Now, already we're starting off that this is unique and feels like the most effort they've ever put into an Evoker set. It makes me wonder if they're going to have more situations where the Evoker can be in human form or non-dragon form if they're going to put this much effort into one of their sets. The raid fight, and the other thing to call out is they usually go through the different dragon flights. So like bronze, green, blue, red, we'll see, black. So we'll see if that's happening there. This could be the green one or maybe even the bronze one. But either way, I like the normal set a lot better. The Heroic set, oh no, look at this. As I'm saying it, they actually have little gems for each of them on already. You got the red, the blue, the green, the black. I don't see, oh, the bronze seems to be on the belt. Or it's chromatic. Is this changing colors? The belt is changing colors. It's kind of going through them all. So I guess that makes sense. The bronze is on the helmet. No, that one's also chromatic. There's that. Either way. Let's move on to the Mythic set. Whoa, this is actually really cool. I'm getting kind of like a wrathy color scheme, judgment armor color schemes from a Paladin. But I do like the shoulder particle effects with the spinning red. Oh, and this one has changed. All of these are changing now. The order of the gems on the shoulder pads have changed. Is that happening in every single one? Yes. Okay, so all the gems have different colors. Okay. Strange that they're putting so much effort into the Evoker set, in my opinion. We'll see what that means for the class. Gladiator set is straight blue. There's the blue Dragonflight set, if you wanted to figure out which one's which. Maybe we have a black Dragonflight set for the Elite set. Fingers crossed, that'd be really cool. But it's probably just going to be something like red. Oh, wow, it is the black Dragonflight set. Whoa, I was totally messing around with that, but this is really sick. And this is the first time I think that they've really made a black Dragonflight set for the Evoker since the Evoker's been out. So that one in general, and it has the special gems on the shoulders because it's one of the top sets. So this takes the cake for me. Favorite Evoker set for sure. All right, let's see. Which class did I like the most? I'm thinking Paladin, Heroic, really had a lot going for it. If you like the Blood Knight thing, it's just another way to live out that fantasy. I always like the plate sets, right? What was Death Knight? Death Knight was okay. I'm going to say my second favorite set is the Warlock. And I'm going to give it to Warlock Elite PvP is another top one for me. So those are all of the PvE and PvP sets that are coming in Midnight for Season 1 from either PvP Season 1 or the Voidspire Raid. Let me know which one you thought was your favorite. Sorry, rogues, that we didn't get to really check out your color schemes, but we at least got a sneak preview of what the armor will look like. Alright, and let me know if you guys want to actually check out the other ones over here, like the ones we get from different zones, different leveling, delves, all that fun stuff. Thanks, guys, and take care.